They told us some problems were impossible, some challenges were too big. Their complexity would grow faster than any computer we could ever build. For decades, we have relied on a simple trick. We used bits. A bit is a switch. It is either on or off. It is a 1, it is a 0. This binary language built our digital world, from our phones to our supercomputers. It was a brilliant, simple idea that took us incredibly far. But we are now standing before a great wall. The problems we need to solve are no longer simple. We are hitting the binary bottleneck. The old ways are slowing down. We can no longer just make chips faster. We can no longer just add more processors. The data we generate is an immense, roaring ocean. The machine learning models we build to understand it have become colossal structures, demanding mountains of energy and time to train. The sheer number of possibilities and optimization problems has outpaced classical brute force. From designing new drugs to managing global logistics, this is the impossible challenge. So, what is a qubit really? Think of a classical bit as a light switch on a wall. It is either up or down. There is no in-between. Its state is definite and absolute. Now think of a qubit as a spinning coin. While it spins, it is not definitively heads or tails. It is a blur of both possibilities. This is superposition. The qubit exists in a complex space of potential values. Only when we measure it does the coin fall and the qubit chooses to be a 0 or a 1. Before that measurement, it holds a universe of information, a probability wave of potential outcomes. This ability to hold many paths at once is the first key to unlocking new computational power. A single qubit can represent 2 states. 2 qubits can represent 4 states simultaneously. 3 qubits can represent 8. With just 300 qubits, you could represent more states than there are atoms in the known universe. This exponential growth in information density is staggering. It creates a computational arena called Hilbert space, a high-dimensional landscape where we can map our most complex data. Patterns that are invisible to classical bits, hidden in the noise, can become clear in this vast new space. But how do we get our data into this quantum realm? We cannot just pour numbers into a quantum processor. We must translate them into a language the qubits understand. This process is called feature encoding. We can turn a data point, like a customer's age. Once our data lives inside the quantum computer, we can perform another trick, one that Albert Einstein famously called spooky action at a distance. This phenomenon is entanglement. Entanglement is a profound quantum connection that links qubits together no matter how far apart they are. What happens to one instantly affects the other. They become a single, unified system. Their fates are intertwined. This non-local correlation is a resource classical computers don't have. It's a secret channel for information. Why is this spooky connection so useful for machine learning? Because real-world data is full of hidden relationships. The price of a stock might be correlated with weather on another continent. The effectiveness of a drug might depend on interactions between many genes. Classical models struggle to find these deep correlations. They have to check connections one by one. Entanglement lets a quantum processor investigate dependencies holistically. It can create and test complex correlations across many features at once, finding signals classical methods would miss. This power is immense, but today's quantum processors are still nascent. They are noisy and can only run short computations before quantum states collapse. Tossing away powerful classical computers would be a mistake. So, we build hybrid systems. We get the best of both worlds. The robust, reliable classical computer, the CPU, acts as the master controller. It handles what it's good at: data pre-processing, managing memory, running the overall workflow. The CPU stays in charge. The quantum processing unit, the QPU, is given a very specific, very hard job. It acts as a specialized co-processor, an accelerator for the hardest part. The CPU prepares the data and designs a quantum program, or circuit. It sends this circuit to the QPU. The QPU runs the short, intense quantum computation and measures the result. It sends this result, often a single number representing a score or cost, back to the CPU. This creates a powerful feedback loop, where each system does what it does best. This hybrid loop is the engine of a powerful class of algorithms known as variational quantum algorithms. One of the most important is the Variational Quantum Eigensolver, or VQE. That name sounds complex, but the idea behind it is beautifully simple. It is a method for finding the best possible solution to an optimization problem. Think of it as a search for the lowest point in a vast mountainous landscape. The lowest valley represents the optimal solution, the lowest energy state, the lowest cost, the most accurate prediction. The process begins with the classical computer. It constructs a parameterized quantum circuit. This circuit is like a template, a machine with a set of knobs that can be turned. The settings of these knobs, the parameters, determine the exact quantum state the circuit will produce. Initially, the classical optimizer sets these knobs to a random or guessed position. It then sends this circuit design to the quantum computer. The QPU builds this circuit, runs it, and measures the energy or cost of the resulting quantum state. This single number is the output. This measurement is sent back to the classical computer. Now the classical optimizer does its work. Let's say the measured energy was high, meaning we are on a high hill in our landscape. The optimizer's job is to figure out which way is downhill. It uses familiar techniques, like gradient descent, to decide how to turn the knobs on the quantum circuit. It calculates a new set of parameters, a slight adjustment, that it believes will lead to a lower energy state. It is making an educated guess to improve the solution. This new, updated set of parameters is sent back to the QPU. A new circuit is run. A new energy is measured. This value is returned to the CPU. The loop continues over and over. With each iteration, the classical optimizer guides the quantum circuit, step by step, down the hills of the energy landscape. The quantum processor explores the complex terrain. The classical processor provides the map and compass. Eventually, this collaborative search converges on a low-lying valley, giving us a powerful, quantum-enhanced solution to our original hard problem. How do we integrate this powerful variational loop into the machine learning pipelines that data scientists use every day? The approach is surprisingly direct and modular. We do not need to rewrite everything from scratch. Instead, we can perform a kind of surgical transplant. We can identify a computationally intensive part of a standard neural network and replace it with a quantum layer. This quantum layer is a variational quantum circuit controlled by the hybrid loop. Consider a typical deep learning model. Many layers stacked on top of each other. Dense layers. Fully connected layers. These layers can have millions of parameters and be expensive to train. We can take one dense layer and swap it out. Insert a variational quantum layer in its place. The inputs that would have gone to the classical layer are encoded into a quantum state. The quantum layer runs. The variational circuit, guided by the classical optimizer, processes the data. It uses superposition. It uses entanglement. The output is the measurement of the qubits. That yields a small set of classical values. These aren't just simple transforms. They're quantum-discovered features showing rich correlations. Those quantum features are passed back into the classical network. They flow into the next conventional layer as before. From the rest of the network's view, nothing changed. It receives features and continues computing. This plug-and-play approach lets us augment architectures like ResNet transformers, targeting bottlenecks where quantum advantage is likely. This all sounds promising in theory, but where is the proof? The proof is in the performance. As of 2026, hybrid quantum classical models are delivering measurable advantages in specific, high-value applications across several industries. These are not just laboratory curiosities. They are providing concrete wins in speed, accuracy, energy efficiency. The benchmarks, run on real hardware against real-world problems, are starting to tell a very clear story. Let's look at 3 clear wins. First, speed. In the world of finance, portfolio optimization is a notoriously hard problem. Finding the ideal mix of assets to maximize returns while minimizing risk involves navigating a combinatorially explosive search space. By replacing a core optimization solver with a variational quantum layer, financial firms have demonstrated a significant reduction in convergence time. The quantum layer's ability to evaluate many potential portfolio combinations simultaneously allows the hybrid model to find high-quality solutions in fewer iterations than its purely classical counterparts. This means faster insights and quicker reactions to market changes. Second, accuracy. In drug discovery, predicting how a candidate molecule will bind to a target protein is critical. The shape and electronic structure of molecules are inherently quantum mechanical. Classical models often have to approximate this complex reality. By using a quantum layer to represent molecular features, pharmaceutical researchers have built hybrid models that achieve higher predictive accuracy. We stand at a profound turning point in the history of computation. For half a century, we have been bound by the simple logic of the bit. The binary bottleneck is not a future possibility. It is a present reality that is slowing our progress. But we have found the pivot. Quantum layers integrated into our existing machine learning frameworks offer a way forward. They allow us to move beyond the rigid world of zeros and ones and into the rich, probabilistic landscapes of quantum mechanics. This is a fundamental upgrade to our computational toolkit. The gains are real, and they are here today. We have seen how hybrid models can accelerate the search for optimal solutions, leading to faster results in finance, leading to faster results in logistics. We have seen how they can capture the deep structure of data, yielding higher accuracy in scientific discovery, and we have seen how their computational efficiency can lead to significant reductions in energy consumption. These are not competing benefits. They are complementary facets of a single powerful idea, using the right tool for the right job. The vision is bold but clear. We will not discard our classical infrastructure. We will enhance it. The future of machine learning is a hybrid future. The most powerful systems will be symphonies of classical and quantum processors working in concert.